So, welcome to this session where I want to share some words of wisdom from an ex-student of mine, Borana. Now, Borana is a particularly good ex-student as she was the SBL prize winner. And not only that, she's a mum, and whilst doing her exams was, dealing with her 4-year-old, and not just dealing with her, she was taking her to school, she was taking her to out of school courses in piano, in foreign languages. So she had a lot going on in her life. And not only that, she has a successful job in a NGO working with UN agencies, helping them with their finance, and she's been doing that for 10 years. So that seems an awful lot, but not only that, Borana speaks Albanian as her first language, Italian as her second language, and perfect English as her third language. So those of you who think you've got a few barriers to maybe doing well in exams could probably learn some lessons from Borana. So thank you, Borana, for agreeing to share some words of wisdom. Congratulations again on being the ACCA SBL prize winner. Fantastic job. How are you? How are you keeping?
Thank you very much, Sean, for having me here again. It's always a pleasure to be chatting with you around ACCA, around our professional life, personal life, and well, it's always an honor to have these discussions with you who have played a crucial role in my ACCA journey. I'm doing really well, thank you, and yeah, it's a pleasure to share some tips and tricks from my ACCA and personal journey throughout all this time. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. So, I don't expect all my students to win prizes, but it's great when they do. And I just think, just lessons to pass the exam would be great. So I remember you as a student always asking me lots of questions. You did all the homeworks, you did all the mocks, you then followed up with questions to me. And only when you were clear on things did I not hear from you, which is great. So what do you think would be some good bits of advice that you could pass on to people who haven't got to where you've got? I mean, how did your life kind of pan out in those days where you've got a daughter, you've got a job, you're studying in an exam which is a third language for you? So, big respect. Tell us what we can learn from you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, the day has 24 hours for everyone. So I believe the secret stands in staying organized. And first of all, by writing down your goal. So what do I want to achieve 3 months from now? And the goal for me was the exam, in that case, SBL exam. So after I write down that goal, I take all the necessary measures. As silly as it may sound, I do this by creating a Gantt chart for myself.
A
And the
Gantt
Gantt
chart,
chart,
wow.
yeah, so the Gantt chart
So they
has,
are useful. They're not just in exams, Gantt charts.
well, actually, yes, my professional life has learned me that Gantt charts is very useful to keep you organized throughout your days. But that could
Impressive.
be different in during exams time. So what I do, I create a Gantt chart which lays down in details what I'm going to be doing every day from the day I start studying for the exam. As I said, it's like a almost 3 months journey, and I have to explain that I have blocked at least 8 hours for work. Then I have to plan all the personal things with my family, my daughter. Then I have to study for exam, and I have time after time during the week to try to keep healthy. I am a daughter, I am a friend, so there are too many hats during the day. But the advice of staying organized through such a simple tool as a Gantt chart, I believe that when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So with this small trick, I would say, where you have to really stick to that, you're gonna be successful to reach that goal that you wrote at the beginning.
Fantastic advice. Fantastic advice. So just to summarize it, you first of all were very clear what you wanted was pass the exam. So you had that goal really fixed in your brain. which I think is really important. It's kind of the thing that athletes do who want to win the gold medal. They kind of visualize, and you were visualizing passing. As it turned out, you actually won a prize. And then to get to that goal, you work back and you broke your life down with a Gantt chart. And every minute, an hour, water, time for sleep, time for exercise, and a little bit of time to do your study. So brilliant. And just on the study, what do you think made a difference to you doing so well in your study?
Well, SBL exam particularly is not very technical exam. I see you mentioning that time after time, and that's what I want my ACCA to learn from this. Once you learn that that's not a technical exam, you automatically enter into another approach, into another. And also what is very important is that I had, let's say, the good luck to have a tutor like you that could help me throughout allowing me to have a life apart from the exam life. So yeah, that's what it's very important for the students to understand. But goal that they have. So that should be like what should push you through every single day until the day of the exam. And I believe there is no magic tricks, so everything stands in being organized and in learning the techniques of the exams, and of course being lucky enough like me to have a tutor like you, Sean, to
Oh, well,
help.
thank you. But I mean, I think the lesson people can learn from you is you can have a full life. I mean, there's a lot of students who aren't a mum of a 4-year-old and running a pretty busy job, but you were, and not only did you pass, you won a prize because you looked at your life and broke it down into manageable chunks and, used a mathematical technique that I'm sure many accounting students are aware of, a Gantt chart. I'm pretty impressed by that. So yeah, and you did all the mocks, you did all the homeworks. So SBL's not like learn it out of a book. I always say it's a bit like learning to drive. Would you agree?
I would agree to that. And what's absolutely everyone should go through the mocks to get a taste of what the exam looks like. And if you do all the mocks, if you prepare all your homeworks, you will have the chance to prepare for your exam like in little chunks, not to go straight to the big one, which is real say. But if you do this step by step, and if you trust your guts, if you're really comfortable with all the work that you do throughout the studying period, so I'm pretty sure that everyone can succeed. But of course, you cannot do that in 1 month period. Oh, at least I'm pretty sure that for me it wouldn't work if it was just 1 month prior to the exam to have all the different mindset, to understand the techniques of the exam, to do all the mocks, the homework, the revision, to have and for all my ACCA peers. So it is quite a journey. It is quite a journey that is doable with the right is doable with the right people. Final goal in your mind that for sure that you're gonna succeed in this.
Brilliant, brilliant, Barani. You've summarized it really well. So for those people who, well, it would be great if they want to win a prize, but those people who just want to pass the exam, they can learn from you. Firstly, have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Secondly, it doesn't have to take over your life if you have structure through a Gantt chart in your case, where you still gave lots of attention to your daughter and your friends and your family. You still were, successful at work and you managed to win a prize. And you had a great attitude as well. I think, doing exercise and doing other things makes you a more balanced person. And I'm sure, you're going to be fantastically successful in your career. So what's next then? What are you planning on doing now?
Well, I'm just one exam until the end of this journey, and I can't wait for that. Actually, of course, I will. It's not a matter of if; it's just a matter of when.
Great
And
attitude. Yeah.
well, you mentioned that I'm a finance consultant, finance expert for NGOs. I've been working in the not-for-profit sector for more than a decade now. I feel very confident that I know what I'm talking about in the field. So I have the accounting background. I have in the non-for-profit sector to help the NGO executive on accurate financial and accounting information. So let's see how it will unfold. Probably
I'm sure you'll do fantastically well. I'm sure you'll do great.
Thank you very much.
And I think the other thing, maybe just to get across to students, when you're a qualified accountant, the career opportunities that suddenly come your way, I mean, which you probably wouldn't be given opportunity to do had you not been an ACCA qualification is going to provide you. And, you know, not only that, the ability to travel, the daughter, taking her on lots of holidays and all the things that I'm sure she wants. Great story. Your strong organization, just your general, you know, happy demeanor. I would love to work with you in an office. Doesn't really require much. It obviously does, but it requires organization and belief and focus and yeah, great attitude.
What you said, because you have described it perfectly. And yes, there is no way that you cannot do this. Anyone can do this. I mean, it's difficult because I'm not here to tell you that, well, just by studying 1 hour per day, you will do that, because the efforts towards the end of the studying period, so closer to the exam, of course, should be higher. But that should
brilliant.
Well, always enjoyed.
Keep in touch, because I'm sure you're going to be really successful. And I really appreciate, students really appreciate, on behalf of them, thank you for giving us some great insights. And for those listening and watching, please be more like Borana.
Thank you very much, Sean. It's always a pleasure. All the best.
Thanks a lot.